Hi, hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to our Spiritual Awakenings live stream. We're here for the second time, Chloe, with Chloe Rose. um, what a great introduction, John. Reminds me of when I say, please allow myself to introduce myself. Hello, hello, Chloe. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. And this is kind of like a first again, because this is the first of the second live stream,
Right.
if that
Yes.
makes sense. So it's exciting. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm excited to be here. I always get excited for these live streams and any opportunity to connect with you, but also just to come into the community space as well and share what we can share.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, likewise. I'm really excited for today. And the subject, all about finding your balance, balancing your energy. This
Mhm.
whole domain, we could do a whole series of live streams
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And really excited to, as we were chatting prior to this, Chloe, you were encouraging me to encouraging us to talk a bit about some of the differences in us, because there's big differences in the way that we in our personalities and the way we work, and I love that, as well as the masculine and feminine aspects of us.
Yeah.
um
Luckily, you and I have a good communication, as well, because otherwise it would probably be quite difficult to navigate our differences.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, and it's so true. We're often drawn to opposites, which is great, because I
Mhm.
keep meeting people who are great at resting. And it's like, that's great
Yeah.
news for me. I really need that in
Mhm.
my life.
And
um
something I'm gonna be talking a little bit about today is, like, how to this tagline came in for me, and it keeps coming through. It's like how to rewire your frequency. 'Cause
Ooh,
I often get shown, like, our mind and our energy levels as almost like this circuit board, and it is, 'cause if you see the
yeah.
nervous system, it's all of these. I think there's something like 72,000 nerve channels in the body, and it's like we can actually rewire those to
Mhm.
a higher frequency. So there's some little practices that I do that really help that as well.
Excellent. Um, yeah, I love that. And yeah, the rewiring is probably the thing the one thing, this sounds like the title of a YouTube video, the one biggest thing that I didn't know I had to face
Yeah.
after I left the matrix, after I left my corporate job. And hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Hello in the replay as well. BRV fan 2012 and Crystal LJ. Thank you for joining us. So this was actually a comment. Today's subject was very much a comment in one of our previous sessions about how do you best manage your energy
Mhm.
in service to others. And so, Chloe and I do we have at least some aspects of similar work and overlapping. Bless you, Chloe.
Thank you.
Um, and then some aspects that are quite different to each other. And it feels really good to come together and just share some of our experiences. And we'd love to hear about everyone else's experience as well in the chat and comments. Because
Mhm.
the more you share about your experiences and any questions you have, the more it just helps. What's the word? Encourage others to permission others. That's what I was looking for, to share about theirs as well.
And I love this request, 'cause I just feel like it's one that we should review every month and
Yeah,
keep coming back to, 'cause it's something that's always multi-layers keep coming up to the surface of me of like, how can I do this better? You know,
yeah,
how can I move away from what we've been told is the right work schedule and completely break free from that and create something that feels restful and full of energy and self-sustainable. It's a life's work actually to really get there. So
yeah.
I love this and I love this request.
Thank you. And yeah, it's such a problem in the world as well.
Yeah.
Um, would you like me to bring up that slide for maybe
Yeah.
10 minutes? I could chat through it, and then I would love to. I feel like I'll then got all my stuff out the way, and then you can you can take all the time. That would be awesome. Thank you. So I'll just bring this up. So and it's so funny because I never used to do slides in my last job, and this is the only slide deck I maintain now. So all about your energy and finding your balance. These three areas that I wanted to talk about. The first about self-love and self-care. First approach. The second about resisting negative influences, and then also exploring finding your balance. And there's already, even though it's quite a long list of things, it's just the tip of the iceberg. So these are just some of the areas, and likely we'll continue on in many of our sessions, and talk more on this. So as a quick recap through the previous, if you've joined this through the playlist of the Heart Aligned Business Alchemy, previously we've been through your mission, receiving your life purpose, facing fears, helping activate your superpowers, looking into business offerings. We spent a whole session on abundance and flow, and that's a big part of what we're talking about today. Also, the love matrix and business boundaries. So that was in previous session. It was just before the one before Chloe started joining me. And in this one, so yeah, one of these are like some key concepts I just want to put out there for Chloe and I to bounce around a bit. So the first is about self-love and self-care first approach. So this is all about serving others from your overflowing cup. So once your heart is full, once your body feels filled with rest, and all your vital energy levels are just right up at the top, and starting to spill over the top, then you can give to others without draining yourself.
Yeah.
Resting is key to receiving. So, and I wondered, Chloe, we could do this as a fun experiment, is share a bit about our personal experiences because I'm coming up on holiday/vacation for the next couple of weeks. For example, of like, how many bookings do I get when I'm on holiday? I thought that'd be really funny to get some almost real-time examples of, well, when we rest, rest a lot today. In the back of my mind, I'm always excited, thinking, well, I rested. I wonder if I'll get more bookings as a result. We also receive, some more bookings, more business, more inspiration, and abundance of all kinds when we rest. So cultivating strong boundaries, we touched on that a bit 2 weeks ago. So strong boundaries, you getting your body and your heart to feel happy, healthy, and safe. It is a journey, right, in this world at this time. So there's a lot of different things you can do to help open your heart chakra. A daily meditation practice, at very least, nice protective boundaries, human boundaries. In business, we also have like policies for rules of behavior, cancellation policies, your workload. All these things contribute to those feelings of safety.
Yeah.
Protecting your energy. So I do have on my website the practitioners energy protection meditations. So if you just go to johnbinnie.com meditations, you'll see the practitioner meditation challenge. It's about 5 days of the same meditations, and it's all designed to help practitioners of any kind who are doing, especially those who are doing some form of in-person or like skin on skin, like you're touching another body, doing some kind of healing. So I developed them for reflexology and Swedish massage, but they work great for remote work as well. And it's helping teach you these practices of like protection, clearing, healing yourself between sessions, and before and after sessions, and at the start and the end of a day.
Can I just add to that? Because
yes,
I love those meditations that you created. I don't use them anymore. I tend to do my own practice, but those are great. And especially because they're like 10, 12 minutes or something. So they're short, but they're great. But what I think is so important about those, and making that agreement to, just check in with your energy before a session and after a session, what that does is it breathes space around it.
Yeah.
So you're not like rushing on to the next thing. It really just allows you to like, unravel your energy, and there's something so powerful in that practice of allowing like more space around it, and just having that moment of presence before and after. And when I have one-to-one bookings, I actually 30 minutes before the session I go into a meditation and really connect deeply, and then the same afterwards. I'll spend half an hour like decompressing, taking notes if I feel that that's necessary, clearing my energy. So really like allowing as much space as possible either side of that, rather than that urge to be like, I've got all these appointments, I can squeeze in this here or this here.
Yeah. It's just so powerful. I feel that's a whole subject we could spend an hour on, couldn't we? I really love it. I absolutely love it. And it's, you know, that feeling. I never want to be that practitioner of any service I offer, where, including a live stream, where, you know, you're at the end and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry about the death of your dog. Next, you know, and it's like it's like, makes me want to gag. It's like that energy of, you know, you're not important to me enough as a client to create, as you're saying, the space before and after. And so I've compressed loads of people just like you, and you're just another person to me, just another number to me. That's horrible. But also from the practitioner's perspective, yeah, it's not really sustainable. It'll burn you out really fast. And I feel that's a really common pattern I see, especially people getting started in their businesses. They'll start with lower cost offerings, and so they feel they have to do more of them.
Yeah.
And then so then there's like this, it's like this horrible like kind of catch-22. And yes, I was chatting with a reflexologist just a week ago, and they're saying the same thing. They're saying, oh, I would never charge more than £35 for an hour session, they said.
Wow.
And I'll do, you know, and I'll allow a 10-minute break between each one. And that's hand on hand touching. When you're touching someone's feet and their nervous system, it's a lot of energy exchange. So yeah, thank you for highlighting that. Resisting negative influences. This could be a whole, again, another live stream.
Absolutely. And in the comments, if you see any of these topics that we talk about that you want us to dive deeper into, please let us know.
Yeah, Crystal LJ is saying time management equals stressful. Yeah, absolutely. And Christina's like, hello, Christina. Yeah, saying just a number. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling. Carol's saying, Bonnie, Binnie, your humor is great. Thanks, Chloe, for being with us today. Thank you, Chloe, for having me on your show as well. It's very much an effort there.
Well, I'm going to be here every week now, so you're going to have to get used to me.
So some of the negative influences. So this, especially Western societal like pressure, this capitalism, hunger and greed, drive and lack mentality for often the cause behind hyper productivity. The algorithms are one driving force, telling you, they're literally constantly telling you to post more. Now, I must admit, since I post many videos a day, I'm already far on in that problem. The algorithms don't annoy me. But I stopped posting for a few days on LinkedIn, and it's going crazy at me. And I'm like, it's like, that's very dark, guys. Don't do that. I've got enough.
Instagram does that as well. I'm not on it anymore, but I noticed that. It's like, we'll give you like 500 views if you don't post for a few days and reel you back in.
Weird.
Weird.
It's like, feed the kind of AI beast. And it's like the energy of your soul. And also, you know, I think I've said algorithms and coaches that pressurize you to post daily content. It's often I do post daily, but for me, it's always come from a position of abundance. Especially the only thing that I commit to each day is my daily highest John videos, and they're from my daily meditation practice. And it's just a 1-minute video, and it's so light for me to do it. But I know for others that alone could be terrifying, and for other people, you know, it's not about one size fits all. And I would happily wait weeks for the perfect video or the perfect session with someone. The other theme is friends and family. So kind of a step like the other kind of agents of hyper productivity are friends and family, because they'll say things to you, including, and you'll have heard this, Chloe, is, oh, you're starting your business. That must be really hard. You must be working really hard, working extra hours. It's all about building your business, building a stable income, like all these kind of stereotypes. And they're often projecting onto you their own fears as well. So they encourage you to be a busy business owner. And then the 9-to-5 matrix programming we were talking about rewiring earlier is that it teaches us that productivity equals success, or even scarier, productivity equals self-love. It's like, no, run away. It is wrong. And I'd love to come back to that one in particular. And then some of the aspects, I'm sure we'll touch on in more detail. So finding your balance of continually exploring your perfect weekly schedule, and evaluating how you feel. Chloe was touching on this earlier about how you feel before and after your client sessions and your work. So all your work, all your admin, if you do any advertising, videos like this, always coming away at very least putting your hand on your heart and saying, did you enjoy that? Was that fun? How much did you enjoy it? Out of 10, what was it like? And ask your heart. I always feel really energized and excited after these live streams. And it's that for me, it's funny because my heart's just tickling. It's like, yes, I feel that. It's like, it fills me with this sparkle. And so if you ever wonder, for example, one of the ways I'm able to create a lot of YouTube content in particular is because I love it so much, but not everyone loves the same things. And I wouldn't want everyone to love the same things. And frankly, how much would I enjoy trying to keep up with 6 videos a day from other YouTubers? I don't know. So it's just, it's not only about finding and evaluating your own balance, but also about, accepting and understanding that we're all very, very different and encouraging that diversity. And then finally, building on your beautiful, perfect weekly schedule is acknowledging your own cycles. So we have, and you're an expert on these, Chloe, but we have everything from the seasons to menstrual cycles to, I know the kind of menstrual cycle. I've heard some people say, as a man, John, you probably have a bit of a dip in your energy between 2 and 3 each day. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Hang on, it's between that time now. But yeah, there's like honoring those as well as your holidays and vacations, and really getting that overall balance.
Cycles, there's probably like hundreds of thousands of cycles. There's like life cycles, age cycles, healing cycles, trauma cycles. They go on, and it's just like really, really honoring that, because I can't speak for you, John, because I'm not you and we're very different. But I would say that even those people who are on the sort of the top level of hyper productivity as something that they love and they find a natural thing, there must still be dips in the cycle. There's still, even for everyone, there's still ebbs and flows, and leaning into that as well.
Agreed.
I love, I saw a comment that says from Kyle Crary, less is more in some situations, quality is far better than quantity. And I love that. Because, I've been really building up my YouTube channel for less than a year now, much less than a year actually. So I've been on this kind of this upward spiral, and you can get to the point where it's like I'm just creating for the sake of creating. And I found that when I got to that plateau and I stepped back a bit and allowed myself to rest, and actually creating less long format content, when I do it, my heart is in it so much more, and it's just full of so much more juicy content, rather than being like, okay, I'm going to create this schedule for myself and I'm going to do these 3 long videos and blah, 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 but kind of just like letting that go a little bit after that initial upward kind of cycle has lifted off. You can
Yeah.
breathe some space into it, which feels good.
Wonderful.
And you know, we are only we are our own bosses. If we're choosing to you know, have a heart aligned business, which you and I both have, we are our own bosses. So who says we have to post X amount of times a day, even a week, even a month? We're the ones that choose that, and we know what's best. And yeah, I just wanted to add to that, because I've had phases of like not posting for 2 weeks, and it does not affect my algorithm whatsoever, because when I come back, it's just like boom, back with a bang, with purpose and with rest.
That's excellent. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's really important. I feel quite rebellious towards algorithms now, and just this inner knowing that, because I've just been through a period of almost 2 months of losing subscribers, and that was a fun adventure, but it's actually really good for me. And it's like, I think this is actually a good thing. I think those people, unless the algorithm was just, you know, taking them away for some reason, which I've had in the past as well, my channel's been around 19 years, is that's okay too. And it, because my business continued to thrive, in fact, grow during that time. So it's like, that's lovely that you have an algorithm that's primarily, especially YouTube. Love you, YouTube, but you are designed to advertise stuff to people, and that's okay. So yeah, like not getting too tightly coupled with it. And I agree. If you, a golden rule I have is, don't hit record if your heart isn't full of something you just really want to share, right? And because it could happen another day, or maybe you just won't do that topic at all. And I always ask myself just before, it's like, do I really feel like it today? Because I could do this any day.
Yeah, that's something I practice as well. I love that. So what is, so balancing your energy, I want to come back to this topic, because I mean, it's so juicy and it's so big, and I have got my rewiring, and I'm going to show you what I've created recently, which has definitely really helped me, and I've noticed a difference with that. But I just wanted to expand on some of your topics that you went over, John, as well, about resting and being on holiday, because I experienced that same thing. So over the Christmas period, when I spent like 5 days with my friend, I received the most abundance in bookings as I ever had within the space of 24 hours. And then in the last couple of weeks, there was something that really shifted in me, where I was just like, I just want to do nothing more. I've taken an extra day off for myself. So now I have Friday as an extra day off. From those two things, like I just started receiving more bookings. And it was just like, by saying I'm putting my rest first, it does make that happen. And I was having this conversation with a family member the other day, and I was like, why on earth have we accepted that 2 days off a week is normal? Like 2 days off a week is not enough. That is not enough. It should be like 3 to 4 days, in my opinion, you know.
And then we're meant to be grateful for it.
Yeah. I'm just shattering that, you know, Monday to Friday mentality. 2 days off a week. 2 days off a week is not enough. So yeah, really building in that permission, and then figuring out, you know, how can I make it feel good, and finding that balance, and how many days can I feel like I'm, you know, or work hard, and what is too much, and just moving that. But that feels good for me, having like 3 days off and then an additional spare day is what I'm moving into now, and that feels exciting.
Definitely. And if you wonder, like, sometimes I reflect and work backwards a bit from how the kind of 5-day working week is constituted, like why it exists. And my feeling is, out of the 5 days, I'm going to try this with my hand. Out of the 5 days, you could say the Friday is just to line the it's probably more, right? It's probably about a day and a half, but let's say it's just a Friday to line the pockets of your CEO. Like,
Yeah.
they're not rich by themselves. They're rich because of you. They're taking your money, right? Okay, it's really simple, right? And then the next one is your boss. So all the people between you and your CEO, they're like, who pays their wage, right? You do. You're working hard for them and their fancy house and a big car and their lovely holidays away, right? And then the next ones are, and this is quite terrifying. Like in the UK, we pay high taxes compared to other countries, but included in that is healthcare, which varies depending on where you live in the country. But if you take into account that, then you're down to something like because taxes, if you're in a high bracket, you're working January to May for the government. Like all your salary just goes straight to the government, right? So it's at very least half a day when you take into account the other things. So if you just work for yourself, right? Yeah, there's a few other bits and pieces of admin and some bookkeeping and maybe a bit of emails and advertising, but yeah, you're down to like about 2 days a week just to have to be able to have the same kind of output, if you like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it makes so much more sense being your own boss. There's this old saying that the true pyramid schemes are the corporate companies, and I love that because it's like you're just feeding the one at the top. So what I prepared for today was something that I've been doing recently, and this is about rewiring your frequency. And I like this because I feel like everyone can do this separately. And this is daily. It's a daily practice, but it's like daily reminders as well. And what I have created is like a structure to keep me in this high vibrational, self-loving, abundant frequency that's excited about the future. So I created morning, like all day present moment, and then evening practices.
Ooh.
This was just channeled to me through my higher self that was like, okay, do this. And I really love like writing things and getting colorful and creative. So I have my colored cards.
Oh, nice.
And I'll talk you through what they are. So for morning, I have got my abundance list. This is on a green card, and this one sits at my altar, which is just my safe space in my room where I wake up every morning and I meditate. So after I meditate, I have my hand on my heart and I read these out loud. And I say out loud because for me, that's really important with affirmations. If you're saying something internally, for me, it doesn't work because you're not projecting it into the universe. Yeah, so that's really powerful for me. I'm not going to read them all because there's loads, and you can find videos on my channel where I speak some of my affirmations, but this is mainly about abundance, but some of them are funny. It's like one of them is, I'm a powerful immortal witch. I have the powers to shift the very fabric of my reality. I was born to live an extraordinary life. So these are all examples, and it's a double sheet, but it takes like 2 minutes to read these. And sometimes I'll do it like on repetition until I can feel that energy. Oh, wow. Literally, I can feel my energy expanding.
They are so badass.
Some of them, and some of them are just like, my success is inevitable. Done. Yeah. Like simple, just affirm that. Because it is that way of like fake it till you make it, but you're not faking it because this is already true. So it's just affirming that timeline and that energy, which I love. And something I wanted to say about affirmations, and this is just my own personal opinion, people might feel completely differently about this, but I feel it's more powerful to channel your own affirmations. You can be inspired by other people, and you might hear something and think, oh, that's great, I'm going to write it down, cool. But then you can just allow yourself to keep channeling. And like with this one, what I did was I would just sit down and fill the whole 2 pages, like non-stop. So you're just allowing that to flow. So
Yeah.
I would set the intention to be like, these are like abundance frequency affirmations,
Oh, wow.
and just let it all flow.
Do you think, would you be up for at some point doing that in this live stream, like taking us through a practice of channeling on?
Yeah, that would be
I would
cool.
love that so much.
Nice. Yeah, because it, everyone might want different things, and this is relevant for today because it's to do with the heart aligned business. So
Yeah.
for me, it's all about like self-confidence and abundance and success, but it could be about anything. It could be about self-love. You can choose what energy, but by starting my day with that, even on days when I don't feel like it, even on days when I can feel my energy is perhaps a little lower than some days, this is such an easy practice to do, because all you're doing is reading something that has already been channeled from that heartfelt energy.
Yeah.
So it's for me, it's an easy commitment to do. And it really does make a difference, because this is where that rewiring comes in. It's the repetition of not only having written these words physically, but then speaking them out loud daily. And
Yeah.
somewhere deep in the subconscious, it starts rewiring. And without you even realizing, like I was driving the other day into Oxford, and sometimes when I drive into cities, I get really anxious. And I was like, I feel really good. I just feel super chilled. Like everything's great. And that's what the rewiring does. It's on like a really subtle level.
Yeah.
So you often don't notice it until you're in sort of an external situation. You're like, oh, I've rewired my frequency.
That is excellent.
So that's my morning one. And I did it green because it's like money, money notes, dollars.
And your heart as well.
Yeah, and the heart. And then I have my sort of, this stays on my desk, this one. And John, you've seen me share this one in a short that I made recently. This is my superpowers.
Wow.
And this is in pink because for me, that's like self-love, self-devotion. And again, with all of these lists that I do, I just allow them to flow. I don't allow myself to get into my head. So I'll do a little meditation, hand on heart, and then just allow the pen to flow on the paper. Because once we get into our head, we can start writing things that are sort of disjointed and yeah.
You've got a long list there, and that's hard. That's hard. You are demonstrating the mastery over like just setting your mind to the side and saying, actually, I think I'm at very least good at some of these things.
Yeah.
That's a huge
they're
step.
not necessarily all related to my business. Like one of them is I'm a great cook, but it's just things to like just to make us feel great. It doesn't have to be business related, but I mean, this one's only one-sided, so maybe I should challenge myself to fill the other side.
Wow.
And what I do with the superpowers is, so they're on my desk and they're next to me. So now what I do, so I read them before this live stream today. And every time I have a one-to-one booking, it's a part of my 30-minute preparation for the live stream, because it's like I'm being my own hype woman. It's like having a best friend being like, you are amazing. You're great. You've got this. And even, reading it on paper, it does have that separation to it. So it doesn't necessarily feel like I've written it about myself and I'm reading it back to me. But it is it's like looking in the mirror to like a self-love version of myself. And then also if I now, what's really great about these is if I'm feeling self-doubt or in a moment of like questioning something about myself, I can just pick this up and read this. And it automatically brings me back to that frequency of being like, no, do you know what? I am a good listener. I'm a great artist. I'm kind and considerate. Yeah.
Could you share the top three, the first three?
Sure. So I'm great at holding space for others with compassion and empathy. I'm a good listener. I'm a great artist. I can read all of them if you want. It probably won't take long with this lot. I'm kind, caring, and considerate. I love to exercise, and I have a strong body and mind. And that, you know, that there's something about that that's like gets me into that, like, yeah, I've got this kind of mode, you know, for work. I have a beautiful smile. I'm an excellent teacher. I'm quietly confident in my psychic abilities. My intuition is crystal clear and on point. I'm a great cook. I have a gift with words and creative writing. I'm passionate and knowledgeable on holistic health and healing. I am multi-talented. I am emotionally intelligent. And what I will share with you is it was difficult writing this list. Like it can be quite a triggering process.
Amazing.
Yeah. But now that it's down on paper, I'm like, oh yeah, that is really nice.
Wonderful. I agree, and I agree with all of them. And I'm sure and it's so much easier. Like we find it easier to write. I would write a lot more for you, and yeah, it's so much more important for us to do ourselves. I found it hard, you know, in the love matrix in a previous video. I just had to write 3 for myself, and 3 superpowers. I found that so hard.
Yeah.
And I literally had to get my mind to just say, well, John, what do you do as a job? Like, can you just say those things? Like, oh, yeah, I could say that. So that's it's even on my website. I could just read it. It's there. I could read it. And it's like, wow, that's a pretty low bar, John. So yeah, I definitely benefit from going through that practice.
It's not your fault though, right? It's a part of the matrix programming where we are conditioned to seek approval from outside sources. Like we're taught to work really, really hard so our boss can give us a gold star, you know. That we lose that connection to that source that we have within us. Yeah. Cool. So that's like kind of all day, every day go to. And then the evening one. So this was like I had this download to kind of think about maybe 3 or 5 months in the future and write down like all of these sort of affirmations of things that have already happened. So this is like really expanding my energy. And this is what I read every night before I go to bed. And it's actually been making me sleep better because I've just been like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing going to sleep. And this list, this is the yellow list, the sunshine list, another abundant color, because that's your sunshine color, solar plexus. And this one is called Celebrating My Fantastical Life. So this one is just a celebration. So I can read you some of these if you like.
Please, yes, please.
Okay. So this one is, and this one actually sometimes, like if I'm feeling energetic at nighttime, I will actually read these and dance because it's like a celebration.
Yeah.
And that's fun. So the first one is, I have so many client bookings almost to the point that I can't keep up with them. With my dream life schedule, I have so much time for rest, play, and self-care that my nervous system has never felt more calm, peaceful, and harmonious.
Wow.
My vibe is so high that every piece of content I create is reaching thousands of people. So it's things like that. It's more expansive. And I was just like, how can I expand and expand and expand? I have included things on here that are more like with my personal life as well. But I like that because I feel like when we have a heart-aligned business, or when we are, you know, spiritual entrepreneurs, if you like, including the whole full spectrum of our lives is so important. So I've put things about like being taken on exciting romantic dates and getting really, really good at pole dancing, you know, all of those things, all of that goes in this because it's expanding beyond the business and seeing it as a business, because I truly believe that heart-aligned business is that it's our full embodiment of ourselves. And every corner of our lives should be this beautiful embodiment of that heart-centered energy. So in this one, I really tried to look into every single part of my life. And that's a double-sided one as well. And those ones go into a bit more detail.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to try these out. I'd absolutely love to. I've had a little bit of experiences. Just before I started my business, so I think it was actually February, March time, 2024. I was following someone that did hypnosis videos, and they had this hypnosis video, which was something along the lines, you just put it on just before you go to sleep. It's only about 10 minutes. I always wanted it to be longer. And it just said it was really simple affirmations like, I am building my business. My business is successful. Like, and it didn't say much, and it's just really, really simple. And I just remember getting up one morning, maybe it was into early March, and walking Patch just outside my house. And that motion hit me with, as you described, like driving into Oxford and like driving into a city, and kind of, you'd expect to feel the overwhelm. So I was used to stepping outside and feeling the anxiety of, oh no, I'm going to leave my corporate job and I'm going to be so poor and living under a bridge. That was the emotion at the time. And I was so terrified of it for years. And instead of my brain going to that emotion, it went to this point, which is, oh no, there's something new in between, which is, oh, I am building a business. Like, yeah. And then I had this other epiphany, which was, I don't care about the 1.8 million people in the company that I've just left. Right. I don't need to try and, pay for their wages. It's just it's just one dude. It's like, how hard can it be? There's lots of people do this. Lots of people just earn enough money for like one person, or start it. And it's like, I can do it. I can start it. And I started to believe that there was a version of me that might succeed. And it was so ridiculous in my mind. It was like, why would I ever think that couldn't have happened? Why would I ever block that? Maybe if I'd been using your practices, I would have found it easier first 6 months for sure. So I'd love to try those more. I'd start my day with gratitude, but I think that's a say out loud a gratitude list, which feels very high vibration and abundant. And the first words I speak after, I love you, John. I love you, John. I love you, John, in the mirror. So 3 times the first things I say each day. And that, well, I feel like I could do a lot more, especially the superpower list.
I love that. And I really liked what you shared, because what I've felt about these is, because it's like morning, daytime, evening, it's added this extra layer of protection. Like, obviously we do our energetic protection, but this is like almost adding this internal layer of protection for the mind, for the nervous system. Because the same as you, it's like all of a sudden some of those questioning myself or doubting myself or worrying about money, all of these things, when you do this solidly for a week or two, those voices really don't have any way of getting through.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's almost like a defense mechanism against some of those low vibrational forces or influences around us, as you were mentioning at the start of the chat.
I was about to say, it's a big FU to the rest of the fear matrix. It's like, stop it. That's wrong. Like you can't fear us into success. And then and Crystal LJ was just saying that gold star was so important. As a child, I loved shedding to earn one with acknowledgement. Now I desire to earn and receive my own gold star, while telling a soul, growing up, I am. That is so beautiful.
I love that. Yeah, I heard someone say, and I loved this quote, they were like, the only person I'm choosing to impress is little me.
Yay. Oh,
I
yeah.
love
that. Yeah. And it feels so apt. While we were having a chat about our days, and just before we went live, and today for me, I had the morning off, and I was even messaging you, Chloe, going, I just want to go on the roof of my motorhome and install those solar panels that I've got. And it's like, no, stop. Like it feels a morning off with purpose. I mean, I'd say a morning off, it's a John Binnie morning off, right? That's after my highest John video music. But then at 3, 4, actually 5 hours. And in that time, I had 2 naps, watched a little bit of YouTube. I watched some people doing, what do you call it? Metal detecting for Roman coins. And I was like,
Cool.
unusual. And I kind of like, that would be so me. Even little geek glasses on, and a little metal detector, and like coins at the same time. Psychic versus metal detector. It would be a lot of fun. And I remember it almost got to the point, even after 2 dog walks, that Patch, my dog, was starting to get bored. He was like, "Is this it? Is this like all we're going to do today?" And how about you, Chloe? How does a restful day to you look? How does little Chloe, and how does little Chloe celebrate that?
Yeah. So I would say my ideal restful day would be like no alarm. Well, I really try to not wake up with an alarm at wherever possible. That's become a new boundary for me. But wake up with no alarm and just have the morning to be in bed reading with like my hot beverage of choice. And then do just like a really slow yoga and meditation practice. And more recently, and this was really inspired by you, John, actually, like, for example, if I get a client reschedule or a cancellation, to just lay down on the sofa or on the bed and just stare into space for an hour.
Whoa.
Honestly, just be in the present moment and really rest, because often our bodies and our minds just need to decompress without entertainment, without distraction, and just be still and be present. Those are my favorites.
Oh wow! Yeah, when I was laying on the sofa for the second time today, I was staring at the ceiling, and it's like I haven't done this like since the 80s. I was like, I used to all the time. There was no internet. Like being bored was great. It was a hobby. Like as a kid, I was like, what am I going to do now? Oh, I know. I quite like staring at the pattern on the wall for like 20 minutes. I was staring, and they're like, "Oh, the sky." I'll go and look at the window for a while. You know, go and stroke my dog and look out the window. And it's like these were real things, because there wasn't a lot on TV, and if it was raining outside, which it did a lot in Scotland, and it was just too nasty to go outside, it's like you need to find a lot more hobbies inside.
Yeah,
it is so powerful, and it's so counterculture, right, to today's society of. I'm even getting some of those feelings just now of, well, what about all those clients, John, that are waiting for bookings with you? It's like, I can't serve them when I'm burnt out.
No.
I know, because I did it last year. I did it for almost 6 months of 5 or 6 days a week of 4 sessions a day. I just don't know how I did it.
No.
And my body was absolutely in fight or flight. And if you had a session with me during November to about April time last year, you would have seen a different version of me, right? You don't get, after today's session, after this live stream, I've got 30 minutes and just 1 session for the day. And so you've got like a fully charged John. Like, I don't get any better than this at the moment. This version of me just doesn't get any better. It's like happiest, most rested. And yes, I've had plenty of movement, and so I'm kind of the opposite to you, Chloe. I'm a 5 a.m. get up and run in the morning. I just love running in silence. There's no people around, just the birds and the wildlife. And I feel like energized for the day. My weekends are more similar to what you describe. I'm like just rolling around in the duvet for an extra few hours until I creep my head out. It's like, what will I do?
I love that. Yeah, for me, and I've always been this way. If I wake up earlier than 7 a.m., I get sick. Like, I actually get sick. I'm much more of a, like, I could easily stay up till midnight. I don't, because I need to rest. But I can more easily stay up late. But I try and get up around 7 every day. But yeah, I feel that my ideal, this is my ideal resting day. And obviously in England this is difficult, but hopefully soon I can do this. Would be like, we pack up my journal, books, maybe like some oracle cards and a picnic, and go and spend like 8 hours in nature and just see how the day unfolds. I think those are the days where I come home and I'm like, I feel totally restored. That's my ideal. I do find that I find like I'm kind of imprisoned when I stay inside. So I find it harder to rest indoors. I actually find it easier to rest outside of my home. I know that might be quite a strange concept because I really get bored of watching TV. I like podcasts. Those are something that I can really like sink into, and that will be like if I just really need to rest and let myself switch off, I'll find like a good podcast to watch. But yeah, nature for me, and not just, I love walking and running as well, but actually just sitting in nature. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great way of resting.
And yeah, please do let us know, everyone in the live chat. Oh, and by the way, Chloe, the way we have StreamYard set up just now, sorry, I'm trying not to have an evil laugh. The way StreamYard set up at the moment is if either of us type right now into our little StreamYard system, we post in each other's channels as each other. So when I say hello everyone, it posts in real life. It says from Chloe. Like, oh, okay, well, you know about it now.
I did notice that earlier, and I was like,
so yeah, I thought that was a really lovely reflection as well for people to share. Is please share in the live chat in the comments about your experiences of how do you like rest, receive, recharge. And it's fascinating, right? Because so many of them, like you're touching on, spending all day in nature, they're quite counter to what we're taught. I feel my biggest go-tos are time in nature. So for example, if you said, 10 years ago, if you came to me and said, hey John, I've got a new project for you and your team, I would go into like planning, and I'd get like, I'd figure out the team I needed and the goal I needed to achieve, and I would do all the traditional things. The last thing on my mind would be how to look after this team and to stop them burning out. I would do things, I'd do basic things like, don't work over your hours, but it was already like a 50, 60 hour week, it was already broken, right? Now, if you said to me, Chloe, John, I've got this amazing opportunity for you. We're going to do a collaboration, which we are. We're doing a collaboration, which goes live tomorrow. Dragon Reborn. And by the way, you mentioned that you have content that goes to people with over 1,000 views. Mm-hmm. Your Dragon Roar short hit over 1,000 views yesterday.
Did it?
Well done for that. It's so cool.
Sometimes when I watch that, I'm still a bit like, oh.
I love it. It's like,
and I just want to honor, sorry, I know you're still explaining your point, but just want to shout out to a few comments that were sharing your excitement about Dragon Reborn that's coming tomorrow. So yay, we are really excited. I'm absolutely terrified, but also as equally excited.
Well done. Such a brave soul. We'll do a proper plug for it at the end. So yeah, I was just going to say that now, if someone comes to me with a big opportunity, I will go into rest mode. I will think, instead of thinking, how would I burn myself out to achieve that, which is my old thinking, I would now say, how do I create new ways of resting and receiving to support this new opportunity?
Yeah.
And some things in my reality, do come in and out, and it's almost like the universe is offering you this huge meal. Like you're in the restaurant of the universe, and the waitress comes up to you and waiter puts this big plate down in front of you. It's like, big opportunity, John. And I'm going to need to rest before I start eating this. This is opportunity to consume. And yeah, my go-to's walking in nature. There's time in the garden. I love that. Patch, camping, just often just being like that change is as good as a rest. That like is really shifts a lot in me, and I love waking up in different places. Early in the morning, I say early, it's, you know, at a weekend, it's like maybe 7 or 8 a.m. And just going for a walk with nature at these unusual hours. And I love naps. I'm a big fan of naps. And then just joy, the things that fill me with joy. It's we're up there with resting, but it feels like, remember you said, Chloe, about this feeling of feeling kind of imprisoned at home. I feel that if I'm not being fantastical, to put it simply, if I'm not being fantastical and not breaking out of that prison on a relatively regular basis, then and going for bigger, longer adventures, I really struggle. And I would struggle to do the work I'm doing now in a day like today. I would just turn up feeling a bit kind of constrained and restricted. Like, oh, lovely what you described, but I'm still stuck.
And I love that you said that, because when we feel tired and like that dense energy, it can often just be because our energy wants to be expanded. And if you actually think of yourself on an energetic level, like, we do not want to be condensed and compressed. We want everything to just be beautiful and flowing and expanded. So I like that. But for me, rest also does that, because as soon as you rest, it's like that exhale of and the water starts flowing. So I loved that. And I know we wanted to talk about differences in personality types. Maybe we should do that on another live stream, because I feel like we can go really deep into that, and it would be quite funny, John, because talking about our relationship, the working relationship we've had together over the last year, and the differences between us, but also, you know, how we've clashed, not very often, but how we can clash, but also how opposites can really work together and inspire each other. But yeah, it's going to be too much to fit into 3 minutes.
I would love to. It's really fascinating. I feel that for each of us individually to explore what feels right, because you and I were describing, for example, days when we have just one live stream on a day, and you kind of feel like it's not really a day off, and then trying to find the right balance of how many sessions you could do in a day. I know some practitioners that do all their one-to-one bookings in one day and then have the rest of the week off. And some people are saying they have an echo. Sorry to hear that. Your mic sounds echoey and scratchy. Strange.
It does a little bit actually on my end, and I can hear myself.
Is that any better for me? It's right at the end now, so
yeah.
It's gonna help. I think my volume was maybe a little bit high. So yeah, it's really fascinating just to find out, you know, what works for each of you individually. And yeah, if there was any one piece of advice I'd give to you if you're starting your own business, in anything, whether it's, you know, in the spiritual domains or not, is to really just put your self-care first and start talking to your body a lot more. Build that strong relationship with your body, so you're always asking, how does that feel? How does that feel? How does that feel? So what if there was one thing you could tell your previous Chloe or to our audience, Chloe, what would you say in terms of helping find your balance of your energy?
Ooh. I need to find the one most juicy thing. I would say always come back into that inner voice and just ask yourself, am I putting myself first, or am I putting someone else's needs first? And keep coming back to that North Star of your heart and that inner compass, and just keep doing it. Rinse and repeat over and over again, until it becomes more of a clear pathway in front of you. Because, yeah, it's so easy to get influenced by external voices and conditionings and programmings, and we can so easily get sucked into putting other people before ourselves, and that doesn't serve anyone.
Thank you. Thank you for beautiful wisdoms. And apologies for any sound quality issues. It's very strange. I don't hear it. But one really strange thing is I can see my mic indicator moving when I'm not talking, which is very strange. So there might be some StreamYard issue. So apologies if anyone's experiencing that. For me, it's crystal clear. So that takes us to the end of today's video. So I will give a plug for our collaboration. Chloe and I have our first music collaboration together. It is premiered tomorrow, so it's April 1st. And it's real, right? Because you're not meant to prank each other after midday, right? So it's real. It's at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So come along and check it. It's on both our channels at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of firsts in this view, Chloe, aren't there?
Yes.
First
time writing a song, first time singing in front of someone, first time recording a song, first time being in a music video. So it's like 4 firsts, and we've done it.
Yeah, and you get to watch. Another new one will be watching yourself back while everyone else is watching it live as well. It'll be so cool. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone's love and support with our collaboration. I'm sure we'll definitely do more. There's also merchandise that Chloe's designed, including her lyrics. That's available in the links on the Dragon Reborn premiere. And thank you to those of you that sent in your Cynthia and PJ sent in some fantastic dragon roars to join us. Yes, it's so good. And the dragon hat, how cool is that?
It's so good.
Beautiful. And we're back. So although I'll be on vacation next couple of weeks, if I can, I'll come back just for this spiritual awakening live stream. So keep an eye out for us coming back. You'll be able to see us. If you're ever not sure when this live stream is, just take a look at the live sections of either of our YouTube channels. It's streamed to both Chloe and I's. Please do check out both of our websites, our services. Consider booking us one-to-one donations. All your love and support greatly helps support this show. And if you have ideas about topics that you'd like us to cover in the future, feel free to put them in the comments as well. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming along.
Yay, thank you. And next week is Live Your Fantastical Life, right?
Yes. I'm so excited.
Me too.
And guess what I do just after as well, like 2 days after? I'm going on a fantastical adventure to the Isle of Skye. A solo camping adventure. That's so exciting. All inspired by your fantastical live session that you gave me, Chloe. So
yay.
Looking forward to that. Great. Well, thank you, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Don't work too hard.
Have a beautiful day. Rest.
Bye.
Bye.